Alright guys, this is where the student's gonna, actually this part of it, they do it correctly. We're gonna come up to the end of the road. This is a Hendon test route, and they're gonna come up to the end. Over here, there is a split in the lanes. If I just go back a tiny bit, you might be able to see the two arrows. Two arrows, so the two triangle giveaway triangles there and there. Okay, the reason I said arrows is a lot of students end up thinking those are arrows for cars to come in, and so they go and avoid those arrows, but they are triangles, and they are inverse triangles, so they are pointing down towards you. One way of thinking about these triangles, giveaway triangles, if I get closer to this one, you can see both of them now. There you go. It's pointing down, so if you are there, you give way to anything coming out. Okay, so basically it's just a way of trying to remember in case you ever get confused. But the arrow's pointing at you, and you have to give way to this side or that side and what's in front. But that's just me just saying some little bit of waffle, just ways of trying to get students to remember different things when they're driving. But anyway, you can see the double line spans all the way across from there, all the way down to this side. So you know that if you are going to go right, you need to be positioned on this side. And if you are not going right and you need to go left, then you go on that side. If you go on this side, you cannot go right if there's any vehicle kind of coming or behind you, because it can get really risky. You'll end up turning in while they're also turning out as well. So just if you are on that lane, then just turn left. Just tell the examiner, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong lane, and just go left. Vice versa, if you're on this right hand side, you should not go left. You just tell the examiner, I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong lane, need to turn right. However, if it's totally clear around you and behind you, and you explain that to the examiner, then sometimes they can let you off and let you do it, because you've understood you're in the wrong position, and it's still safe to kind of go around. However, let's just get back to the point. So the students doing this correctly, so you'll see that they come up and they position correctly on the right hand side. They then are going to turn right, and that's exactly what you're meant to do. So shortly they will emerge out. If I zoom out a little, you'll see, and they're on their way. Okay, so they do that really fine, no problems at all. They're then going to go into another side road. I'll skip a little bit so you guys don't get bored. Okay, so now we've just skipped a little bit further forward, and then we're going to be turning right. You might see shortly, if I pause it at the right time, when they go into the road, there, that sign there, hopefully you guys all know that means cyclists. But that, which is the sign I'm talking about, is the one-way sign. Okay, so just bear that in mind, and then good, we're going to come along this road. Another way of telling it's a one-way street is park cars on both sides, or they're all facing in one direction, facing up the road. Alright, so the trick to the end of the road per issue is, if you're on a one-way street and you need to turn right, you have to make sure you position on the right hand side, because on a one-way street no car is coming in. So if you see in a second, we'll see that the car in front of us, that white car there, they are actually turning right but from the wrong position, and that causes my student to follow them, unfortunately, instead of going in the correct direction like they did, and that they know, because we've been here many times and they live very close to this area, so they know it inside out. They just panicked a little bit and followed that car, and I'll show you that in a second. So if I play the video now, and then you'll see the student comes up along here. If you have a look at the white car, they've done it wrong, and you can see the markings clearly. You got the inverse triangle for your giveaway, you got the double line spanning all the way across the road, and now the student positions here. Now what happens is, you can't see it in the video, but behind us there is a car, and they have now positioned correctly towards the right hand side, but just slightly behind us because they can't get through yet, and that's why the examiner doesn't allow us to do it. I think the car in front got away with it and passed their driving test. They're both on a similar route, and the examiner was mentioning it, that they might have passed because there was no one around or behind them at that time, but unfortunately we had someone, and that was it. So not much else to see from that. I think they go forwards very shortly. Let me see if I can try and edge forward or skip it a little, but there you go, and then they're on their way. and that was it. And it's just because there was a car on the right hand side. But obviously, number one issue is do not go on the wrong side of the road. And if you are there, be mindful of that and mention it to the examiner and tell them that you are in the wrong position and that you need to now change direction and go left at that point. Hope that helps.